Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Q Reviews. I have a very special guest here, my fiance, my life partner, Miss Laila Jay is going to be joining me here on this review. And what could we be reviewing? And we'll be going over the first episode of the new season, Black Mirror, Striking Vipers, starring Anthony Mackie, Laila Abdul-Mateen, directed by Owen Harris. Now, Owen Harris directed another one of my favorite episodes of Black Mirror, San Junipero, which people say is probably one of the best episodes of Black Mirror, period. So the plot of this Black Mirror episode is Anthony Mackie and Laila Abdul-Mateen are pretty much best friends in college, and they're at the club scene, and this is where we're introduced to Theo. They're already a couple, but they like to play, role-playing games to keep their relationship spicy. And they're all roommates. Laila Abdul-Mateen, which is Carl, Danny, and Theo. They're all roommates, and so they go back to their apartment, and then, it's late. You know how it back in the day, because I know I used to play Tekken till like 4 or 5 in the morning. So they're playing fighting games, you know what I'm saying? Street fight, like Tekken's my shit. You don't want to fuck around with me with Paul Phoenix. I fuck niggas up, just straight up off the back. And as you know how dudes do. We stay up late at night playing these games. Episode cuts to 11 years later. Carl is now a family man. He's got the American dream. He got the white picket fence, the wife, the kids, and it's his birthday, and he's grilling, and his best friend comes over, Danny, and they haven't seen each other in years, and he's like, what's up, man? He's a little, saying he's out of shape, making fun of him and shit, and he gives him a copy for his birthday of the new Striking Viper game, Striking Viper X. But this one has a little trick to it, that if you put this thing on your temple, you can get immersed in the game. What I mean immersed in the game, I mean you can really motherfucking be in this game. You can feel every sensation, you can feel every punch, every kick. And so they start playing the game. And they start playing the game, and it's like Tekken. They're like, oh shit, where's this episode going? But I don't know. I like this virtual thing that's going on within the game, the fighting. And then all of a sudden in the game, while they're both in the game, they kiss. And from there, they start to have a relationship, and it was just strange. So they started having a relationship, and Danny's feeling really bad because sex and the passion is not what it used to, and he only feels passion now when he gets into the game, because sex and has become like a routine to Danny. Like, to get pregnant, they have to have sex when she's
ovulating.
Yeah, thank you very much. When she's ovulating, and she has to have sex at a certain time, so that doesn't have the passion that it necessarily used to have. So he goes in the game and has a relationship with his best friend and the characters. And I'm not gonna get all the way into spoilers till later. Yeah, what do you think about this overall episode?
I think this episode was pretty shocking, especially for the first episode of the season. Like, I did not expect it to go there when I was watching it. Mm-hmm. Like, the last thing that I would have expected to see was them even,
mm-hmm.
go that far.
Oh yeah, and they go far. They don't just go kissing. They go full on sex, and they having this relationship in this game, and it's kind of causing maybe problems, because Danny is keeping a huge secret from his wife, and I think that's what a turmoil becomes. Like, is this cheating? You know what I'm saying? Am I maybe gay? Yeah, it poses a lot of questions.
Well, I think in one way it's kind of similar. It kind of shows how life is right now.
Mm-hmm.
We get online and you form these bonds and relationships with strangers. But even in this story, his friend was not, it was his friend. It wasn't a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I think things take a crazy turn, because, if it was all about just what he was, the sex and what he was missing at home, mm-hmm. it could have been with anyone. It didn't have to be with his best friend.
Right.
I felt like maybe they had some hidden feelings for each other sexually beforehand,
mm-hmm.
that they hid by playing video games.
Yeah, yeah. I think this brings a whole new level to the fucking bromance. Actually,
Yeah, definitely.
actually, I think it brings a whole new level to Mortal Kombat Finish Him. More like finish him off, you know? But yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I think this is more than sex in a video game. It's a relationship with these two people, you know what I'm saying, Danny and Carl. And what I liked about this episode, I think the episode, by the way, is a masterpiece. Something I wasn't quite expecting to see, and the acting in this episode is on point. This is the best I think I've ever seen Anthony Mackie act myself, better than Papa Doc, and you know what I'm saying, better than Falcon. And I know all the fanboys out there, you seeing the guy from Black Manus from Aquaman and your boy Falcon, Captain America, you know what I'm saying, having this relationship, and you know what I'm saying, and it's in the black community, so it poses a lot of questions, a lot of overall things, and I don't think, like you said, the sex in the video game is not the thing. I just think they use that as a plot device to tell this story of
forbidden love.
Forbidden love. You know, I guess in hiding things from your partner straight up. You know, this could be a metaphor for, you know, porn in one sense. You know, or things like that. You know, or having relationships on the side. You know.
And I feel like the fact that they chose two black actors to play this out really, you know, made it controversial. Because in the black community, homosexuality with men is not as widely accepted. Like, you know, in rap songs and the media, they glorify lesbian relationships with females, but, you know, that no black families really accept homosexuality as they should, you know. They don't.
Yeah, and we're posed the question, we're talking about this. Does this make this homosexuality because they were in the game and then it was a man and a woman having sex?
Yeah,
they're avatars. So they're having consensual sex in the game. I guess one of the dudes is a woman. So I don't know how that goes, but they do know that it's a male behind these avatars. Right. And does that make it homosexual?
I feel like I would say that Danny's character was definitely gay.
I would say Carl
and Danny's, both of their characters were gay, because there was a scene where they had got into an altercation over dinner and Danny ran out after Carl and he told him, you know, let's just kiss and see if we feel anything.
Right.
If you don't have any homosexual tendencies or feelings towards someone of the same sex, you were not even going to go that far to even test the waters. You would have shut it down immediately. You wouldn't have chased after him if you didn't have emotions, you know, strong feelings for this man. So even the fact that, you know, it got that far, you know, you could tell this was not just a friendship, you know. It was a lot more than that, and I think that was obvious from the moment that he came to the party before he even gave him the gift.
Right. Yeah. It poses questions too, like, you know, what it, like, you know, like if you could be in there, a man and a woman, like, you know, what is, you know, sexuality in a lot of ways, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's almost breaking labels or you know, breaking barriers, because you can be in the game, you can
be anything you want.
You can be. I think Carl even said, shit, man, I fucked a polar bear. It wasn't the same.
Bear.
I fucked a polar bear, man. Like, damn, you know, he fucked all these other avatars. It just wasn't the same.
It wasn't the same.
Well, like with his bro.
With his boy Danny.
Yeah.
And that is insane. So for them, it was definitely more about the connection that they had with one another. And
so what do you think about the Theo's performance, which I think she did an excellent job, you know what I'm saying, how they portraying her. Is it me, her looking at herself in the mirror, you know, like, is it my body? And she was still missing that passion too, but she wanted it, you know, with real people, you know, and Anthony Mackie character Carl wasn't giving it to her like she wanted it, because obviously he was in love with Carl. So, you know, what do you think of her performance, and what do you think of her stance in this story?
I believe from her stance in the story, from the moment that they opened the door and let everyone into the house, and you saw Theo and her, bland, little monotone outfit with the baby spit up on
Baby
it.
spit up is very
her
important.
hair was disheveled the entire episode. It was like, honey, like you couldn't find a comb and a brush nowhere.
When she went out though,
she
had them titties out, son. She
so
was
I
ready.
feel like, we already knew what the narrative was on her side as far as being like, overworked and underappreciated.
So, what do you think of the resolve of this? Do you think this story is about couples, being in a relationship so long that the passion is probably not going to be the same as you probably when you first met? And do you think it's about compromise?
Definitely.
It's about compromise and being honest with your partner, how you feel about things sexually or things that's going on. Because you think the most disheveled part of the story of them not being honest with each other, well, especially Danny.
I think it was more so about acceptance. Like, Danny and Carl had to either, leave the relationship alone or accept it for what it was. And in order for them to do that, they had to be honest with each other and with Theo.
Right.
And once they were honest with her, it took a completely different turn. I thought that maybe Carl would Danny cut his relationship short with Carl and began to play the game with his wife. But that wasn't what it was about.
It wasn't about that.
No,
yeah. It was about Danny and Carl.
They're forbidden love.
Their forbidden love on that stage 7 up there in the they were everywhere. They were going at it. They were going at it. It was going at it. Yeah. They really loved each other. So the resolve of this story is that they made a compromise that Danny can get to play the game. I think is it once a month or once a year. I'm not sure. And then she gets to take her wedding ring off that same day and do whatever she want to do in the real world.
And which tells me, like, for me, I feel like the biggest compromise of it all was on Theo, because all she wanted from the beginning was her husband.
Right.
She wanted the attention, the love, affection of her husband, and he was unavailable. And instead of him inviting her into his world so that they can enjoy each other in that way, he pretty much gave her a hall pass to go do whatever she wanted while he entertained his best friend. So I think it's worse for him to be lying and cheating and having this secret relationship, even though it's not a real physical relationship. It's an emotional relationship with another person, and that's stronger than anything physical you could ever do. As far as her going and meeting some random guy at the bar that she'll probably never speak to again. I feel like out of everything,
So Theo could be fucking polar bears because she's about the sex.
For her, it was about her husband. She wanted a real connection with a real person, and he wasn't there for her in that way. So he told her, go elsewhere to find him.
Well, just one day out of the year, not all
day, not every day, but they both had a hall pass. He had a hall pass to go be with his bro, and she had a hall pass to go be a hoe.
Yeah, she had the whole pass, the whole pass. But it's the happiest Black Mirror episode I ever seen. It all worked out together in the end, and I just thought the direction wise, it was a masterpiece. I thought the acting was really good. I thought it was a really interesting tale that I never seen before, and it's very simple in the whole overall plot. It's very simple. You know what I'm saying? Understanding compromise in relationship where you get certain ways. That's why I was glad that I didn't know how to talk about this by myself, so I was very glad you was here to sit here and talk to the YouTube reviewers out there about this episode, because it was on my mind, like like all week. Like, I want to do this review, but I talked to you about it. I didn't go play Striking Vipers. Hey, me and my homies ain't that close. We do play the game late. We do play the game late as fuck though, but you know, I ain't never want to fuck Chun-Li. I'm just saying, so.
Not really? Not at all?
Well, yeah, I would fuck Chun-Li, but I wouldn't fuck my boy though. You know,
It's Chun-Li.
It's Chun-Li. You know,
That's just weird.
Yeah, it's weird, but hey, it happens. You know what I'm saying?
To each his own.
To each his own. If you want to fuck Chun-Li out there as your boy, I'm totally cool with it. Or whatever you do when the PS5 come out, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to do that. You know, but I just wanna fight.
No fucking.
No fucking. So if you had to rate this episode out of 5, 5 stars, 5 points or whatever, what would you give this episode of Black Mirror Striking Vipers?
I would give this episode a 5 out of 5. Mm-hmm. It was really, really good, and it kept me on the edge of my seat. I didn't know what was going to happen next. Yeah, it was surprising. I like the episode a lot, you know. Mm-hmm. It's definitely a conversation starter, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if I had to rate this episode 1 out of 5, I'm agreeing with you. I'm going to give it straight up a 5 out of 5. It was very different. It's going to spark some emotion in some people. Some people don't like to see this. Like I was writing about it, and some people like, no, I don't want to see it. I'm good, because they were afraid of, I don't know, maybe because of the relationship these two guys have with each other. I don't know, but I just thought the story was told organically. The direction was very good, and the acting was on point, and I think it may be one of my favorite Black Mirror episodes of all time. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Did you like this video? Go ahead, hit me that thumbs up. I want to thank Laila Jay here for joining me on this Black Mirror discussion. We really enjoyed the episode. And if you really like this content, consider subscribing to the channel. And don't just fuck a polar bear. Eat it. Peace.